The wind whispered across the Syrian desert like a forgotten prayer, soft and hollow, threading through the craters and carcasses of war. Dust kissed the horizon, golden and cruel, as if trying to bury the truth beneath layers of time. Corporal Adrian Hale moved like a ghost across the sand, his boots barely whispering against the dunes. His uniform clung to his frame, soaked in sweat, streaked with blood and grit. In the hollow of his chest plate, beneath maps, coordinates and munitions, he carried a single folded letter, creased and worn, like scripture read too many times. "I'll find my way back to you, I promise." The handwriting danced across the paper in curves he could trace in the dark. Elara, his wife, his flame, his fellow soldier. They had met beneath gunfire and starlight, their romance forged in the kind of heat only war and urgency could offer. She was wind and wildfire, dark hair always in a messy bun, combat boots stained with desert sand and that steady voice. A contradiction of command and calm. She could silence a room with her gaze and melt Adrian with her laugh. But now that laugh was a memory, buried under reports and silence. Her last mission, a recon and extraction across the Euphrates, had gone dark 3 months ago. No bodies, no signals, only shadows. The official line was MIA, the unofficial whisper, captured, tortured, possibly dead. Adrian hadn't accepted it, wouldn't, couldn't. He didn't need medals or parades, he needed her. So he volunteered for a covert rescue unit. Boots on hostile soil, no fanfare, just purpose. The wind picked up, slicing across his face like regret. He crouched low, adjusting the sight on his rifle. They were close. Intelligence had traced the captors to a known insurgent stronghold in the outskirts of Deir ez-Zor. It wasn't much, but it was something, a thread, however frayed. His radio hissed. Corporal Hale, Echo 3. Movement up ahead, 50 metres. Possible outpost coordinates coming through. Adrian didn't blink, didn't breathe. He stared through his scope, watching the compound rise like a jagged tooth in the landscape. Crude fences looped with rusted wire, armed silhouettes patrolling the perimeter. A satellite dish half buried under canvas, and behind it all, a cage. His chest tightened. He signalled to his team to hold position, then crawled forward through broken rock and stinging sand. The sun overhead was merciless, the kind that made the world look bleached and godless. Then he saw it, a metal locker half submerged in the dirt, its hinges eaten by rust. Marked on the lid, barely visible, was a familiar insignia, her unit. His hands shook as he pried it open. Inside, a photo singed at the edges, her face, her eyes, and below it dog tags. His fingers wrapped around the metal, still warm. Elara. He didn't speak her name. He breathed it, like a vow, like a sin. She had been here. This ground had known her steps, her blood, her breath. But where was she now? Night fell like a curtain soaked in ink. The air turned cold and tension wrapped itself around the squad like a second skin. Orders were given, weapons loaded. They moved in silence. Adrian was the first through the breach. Gunfire erupted like thunder. Chaos tore through the outpost. Muzzle flashes, screams, dust clouds thick as nightmares. Adrian moved like a man possessed, cutting through enemies with rage sharpened by grief. Every bullet he fired bore her name. Every breath was a scream suppressed. He reached the backwaters, heart pounding, burst through the door. Empty, no sign of her. Just a wall smeared with something dark and dry. Shackles, scratches, a faint smell of something burned. Then, a sound. The explosion came from behind. Shrapnel sliced through the air. He was thrown back, ears ringing, breath stolen, then blackness. When Adrian woke, the world was smaller, dark. A room, a single bulb, a chain biting into his wrists, dried blood on his temple, the taste of copper. Across from him, a figure lit a cigarette. The flame flickered, casting cruel shadows. "You came for the woman," the man said. Adrian didn't reply. She fought hard, wouldn't tell us anything, even when we took her nails, even when we broke her ribs. Adrian's stomach twisted. She was beautiful, brave. I almost admired her. The man took a drag, exhaled slowly. But everyone breaks eventually. She just took longer. Adrian closed his eyes. The pain he felt wasn't physical. It was deeper, somewhere in the marrow. The man tossed something at his feet. A torn patch. Elara's. "She didn't give you up," he said. "She died with your name on her lips." The lighter clicked shut. Adrian screamed, but no one heard. Like, subscribe, and turn on notification for more Infinite Intimacy stories.